Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. Where last we left off, our party were doing a bit of odds and ends, a little bit of conversation with a whole lot of people. Our party were discussing where their next moves would be, what they would need to investigate. Abelard has since moved off to meditate with his deity, Luron, whilst Nadri has gone off to have conversation with Chivoth, their patron. Krugar got some interesting information from an unlikely source called Taffy, Taffy the Kobold, who gave you some information about some of the recent occurrences in the Dawnvale Mountain, specifically around kobold dens that might have a really strong link to the Underdark. Ira also did a bit of meditation and
I don't want to talk about it.
encountered a little creature known as a Sperry. After some really unfortunate rolls, didn't get to befriend the Sperry, and is now doing some quiet meditation.
Quiet. I'm just crying.
A9, Val, Dilbert, and June are heading off to interrogate one of the individuals as well. So we will pick up with Abelard, actually, probably. You're heading off to speak to Luron. Whereabouts are you going?
Probably somewhere quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably look for like a quiet, kind of shadier place.
Sure, roll an investigation check for me.
To find a shady den.
You must have that guidance. Good thing I did that, because that takes the 3 to a 7. Good roll,
7, you have no idea where you're going, so you're just kind of aimlessly wandering at this stage. You do pass Ira and see her sitting like in the snow, seemingly meditating. She seems really like distraught.
Does that snow look like a quiet place?
Yeah,
Abelard will sit nearby.
sure. I'd say that seems, yeah, relatively quiet, and it's nice in the shade. You guys are probably approaching maybe 3 or 4 in the afternoon at this point. You set yourself up and you're going to talk to Luron? Yep. What would you like to say?
Ron, I have more information. Do you wish to hear it? About the situation down here.
Roll a religion check for me.
Guidance. I love that guidance. There we go. That's a much better roll though as well. That's a 19, and plus my religion makes it a 22, and then it's a 24.
Excellent. So as you close your eyes, get into the headspace of meditating and connecting with your god, you almost immediately feel that flicker of calm that washes over you. And you can see in your mind's eye the image of a moon just passing across in different phases. And then eventually you hear the sound of Luron's voice in your mind. Abelard, I've been waiting to hear from you.
Well,
Is everything alright?
yeah.
I'll take that as a no, perhaps.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, the figure that's been summoning demons is near Lundosa again. Minor issue. And the kobolds near Lundosa are apparently digging holes into the Underdark, and they're responsible for making the Zushtar tubes that have been summoning the demons.
So you mean to tell me that these kobolds are responsible for the portals?
From my experience with kobolds, is they don't really seem to know what they're doing. They just kind of do things, and it's chaotic nature. Apparently the Underdark has like strange entities and stuff in it.
Yes, it's not exactly the most pleasant place.
So But yeah, so yeah, it's a little bit. And then so we found another one of these statues at the temple in Goza, and there's current writing on
Right.
it as well that says no rest until my Malayo's gate is open, which is slightly
Lovely.
ominous.
Yeah.
But I do have a description of the face of that
Oh, you saw it.
fake wanderer. Well, I didn't see it. Apparently, Chivoth helped Nadria see it, and the figure seemed familiar to Chivoth. And I'm hoping the figure might be familiar to you.
Right. Please describe as much as you can.
Well, apparently the figure is gaunt and skeletal under the hood.
I'm afraid that's not exactly descriptive, really. Gaunt and skeletal.
But maybe combined with its desire to seemingly release Vogue from Malayo, and
That is concerning.
yeah, there seems to be a lot of discontent.
And you say Chivoth recognized the...
Well, Chivoth apparently said it was familiar to him.
Right. But not to you, or to, I suppose, your friend, Nadria?
No.
Well, I think it would be easier if I could get a better image. Fortunately, I can't contact Chivoth myself, but maybe there are other ways.
I will see if I can get kind of a better description, I guess, from Nadria. Or like a picture. I don't know if Nadria can draw or not.
The worlds are crossing. They're bleeding together, man.
What?
Is it the Matrix or not?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Chiva could contact me. Can you contact Nadria? Is that something you can do?
I can.
I mean,
I'm not sure that that wouldn't be misplaced, though. But, perhaps they might be, a willing recipient. Who knows?
I mean, the King of Dreams could contact in a dream, right?
Absolutely. That was, maybe my intention, but some people are a little bit more resistant to those sorts of things than you'd think, and I wouldn't want to overstep. Although I suppose Chivoth oversteps a bit, so, maybe there's an easier way than inhabiting someone's dream. I haven't thought about it.
But yeah,
I'm gonna come to you while you sleep, Nadria.
so, but yeah, I'm quite worried about the kobolds, to be honest.
Yes,
Apparently,
that is concerning.
apparently as well, there is one of the souls in Lundosa seems to be interested in the devices as well.
De Lunaire. Oscar Allright, De Lunaire.
Yes, that's one actually. Yes.
We have conversations.
Oh,
He is a man similar to you.
that's good to know.
Similar worship.
You're not the favorite.
I look forward to hopefully meeting him then.
Well, he's not exactly like you. He's,
I've been told he's a bit volatile.
temperamental is perhaps maybe a better word. Or perhaps even eccentric.
Ooh. I mean, that sounds like an exciting meeting at least.
I would say so. He is. I think if you judge immediately on your first meeting, you don't get the full impression of the Lunaire. The Lunaire is a interesting individual, but he's a good man, and he is probably one of the better, I would say, of the souls available to you in your world.
Well, I'll keep that in mind when I meet him. But yeah, these are the main things that I wish to.
The kobolds are concerning. There is definitely a reason why some of the creatures that inhabit that space have fled. There was a rather extreme war of sorts, and let's say we managed to push them beneath the earth.
And do a religion check on push them beneath the earth, an extreme war.
Yeah, go for it.
Is that religion, yeah?
Yes, or history. Actually, history, I would say.
Same bonus, so that's always good. Oh, that's a crit fail. I don't know shit.
No, that's incredibly vague.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of information there.
I must admit, are you talking about the celestial bloodbath when you mentioned extreme war?
Not exactly. Pre the inhabiting of the material plane by, let's say, the more humanoid creatures, there was a rather aggressive fight. Let me see if I'll get up my specific notes for you. There was a rather aggressive fight simply between the first beings and the planar titans, known as the Primordial Reckoning, and it was a rather unpleasant time for us all. And there were situations in the Reckoning that these great beasts, these colossals, were, let's say, malevolent forces. They were aggressive, violent, and they sought to tear apart, on behalf of the Titan, the first beings themselves. We managed to band together with the help of some of the Titans and push them beneath the ground in Cthulhu. But if they are to rise again, I worry that we may have more concerns than the war between the Kingdom of Acheron and the Prussian Empire on this continent here.
Do you think that members of the Nameless Few would be willing to work with these colossals?
Certainly.
Well then, I mean, that's...
Something to contemplate, isn't it?
I feel like things are lining a little bit too nicely for me to not be concerned about it.
Yes.
Digging in the Underdark, Nameless Few being freed.
Luron seems a little bit distracted now that you've, mentioned that. You assume that his attention is split over recalling information and speaking to you about it. I imagine they might have something to do with the particular occurrences of late. Planar rifts, I mean, it wouldn't be out of the, it wouldn't be so out of likelihood that these creatures, layers beneath Cthulhu, might have some sort of involvement with the Nameless Few. They might have an intermediary that is hoping to bring ruin to Wyladium, to Cthulhu as a whole, to break what we built.
I mean...
I might have to have some conversation, learn more.
Yes, I would be quite concerned. I will continue to look into it. I believe this trip to the Underdark may have to happen, so I will see what I can learn what's down there.
Are you sure that your party and you are ready to do such a thing?
Unfortunately, we don't always have the opportunity to be ready for such a thing.
No, I suppose we don't.
We need to use what resources we have, especially as the contingent is divided. It isn't how I doubt we would get any unified effort if something were to break out. I don't particularly feel like suddenly bringing the Rothian legions into it would be appreciated to fight whilst they fight each other.
No, I doubt it. Help isn't always a bad thing. Seek it when you can. I'm afraid I can't interfere too much myself, but perhaps I can do some more digging for you.
That would be most appreciated. But yes, I'll keep you updated, and if
Please
at all
do.
possible, if it does get bad enough, I may request maybe at least some advisors, perhaps to help the Grimoisian Legion to at least figure out these planar rifts and portals.
You mean to help the Grimoisian Legion?
Well, I feel like I don't know how involved they. I obviously understand, but a few from what I've met one group, some members that seem to have no respect for the armor they wear or morals in
Right.
general, and then others that seem to be extremely moral, charismatic, and good people. So I feel like it's a melting pot.
Hmm? Perhaps you have to place your trust in those you think are good and moral. Are there any in particular?
Oh fuck! It's in the other book.
Who are you thinking?
Zola. Zola.
Got you.
Yeah, the book was eaten by
Right.
Atlas. I don't know where it went. It's somewhere up there.
okay.
Got you.
Right, I can't say I know much of her, but interesting.
I met her a while back. She was the one that helped
And
us.
are you in contact with her still?
Not right now. You could be that. I can always send her a message at some point, but I haven't talked to her for a bit.
That's up to you.
I'm interested in meeting this Oscar, though. If he is good at how you say, I'm sure he will be useful, and it appears he might already be looking into these devices, so we may have someone that might.
Well, you know, confidentiality and all, but perhaps you will find that a connection will happen sooner than you think. I will leave you to contemplate, and I will consider talking to your friend.
Knock knock, it's the moon lord here.
Hello.
What the fuck?
I don't usually do this, but
We're like sitting on like a grassy knoll. They're like pretty
My
stars in the
brother here. I
sky.
haven't talked to him in quite some time.
But also, I think you might be able to have earned another snack at least.
oh,
Perhaps like a sandwich or something. Might
well,
be
by
nice.
all means,
Wow, what a callback.
present to him what you will. I have been thinking deeply about the situation. I'm curious to see how it goes.
I'm too interested. Are we being tricked again, or?
I don't know. I've wondered that myself. When you mentioned that Chivoth had seen this figure before, or at least it was familiar to him, I wondered if perhaps it was merely a trick. Sometimes it's good to have trickery on your side. Perhaps this is that case. I'm afraid I have never been the best at divination. Maybe a question for Elias. Have you guys heard of Elias? I'm sure you've heard of Elias.
I
before,
can't
no?
search in my notes anymore because it crashes because the dock is so big.
You need to-
That's
you need to
tragic.
split the dock in two.
Into arcs.
You know what you're gonna do?
Oh, no.
You need a laptop.
I have a
Why don't you bring it?
Elias is actually the god of communication, sight, prophecy, and was actually the one to give the prophecy to Keel and Aiton to create giants.
Okay.
He's quite a well-respected figure, but his worshippers are kind of few and far between, at least open or outward.
Are they just like the batshit crazy people that tell your future?
I
will tell you the future.
Not all of them are. The ones that are true worshippers of Elias are a little bit different.
Yeah. I must say, I seem to be having more meetings with my paths currently seem to be crossing with Ecleos followers. Supposing to a temple of that.
It's funny how life works, isn't it?
Mm.
Ecleos is a sore spot for some. I wish I had done more. We were close when we were younger than we are now. There's often a sadness to her and her followers. I think it's born from their nature as being part of a world that is not always ours. Ecleos, if you can earn favour with Ecleos, would be an interesting deity to have on your side.
I mean, so far, at least the cleric we've met seems more than capable of what she does.
That's a good sign. I think, from what you tell me, you might need all the help you can get.
Yes, it's
I'll be watching closely. But,
up the mess down here.
So it seems. I believe I've been a little bit neglectful.
Well,
I shan't make that mistake again.
they have their free will, and they will use it how they wish, even if it is to dig holes to strange places.
Yes, I can't help but feel like I've spent too much time in another plane. I should have been more conscious about the goings-on of this plane, but it becomes harder and harder when what you created together is now something that you can only see part of the day.
Now, I guess we will see what happens in this plane
Indeed.
in the coming weeks.
Well, I believe I'll have to be doing some more digging. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you for your time as always, Laura.
Of course. It seems to me that you're doing an excellent job. I think you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. I'm merely trying my best.
Well, I am immensely proud of what you've achieved, and I look forward to seeing where it goes. I can see real potential in you, Abelard, and I think you're going to do great things.
Thank you.
Very well. And you begin to feel the voice kind of receding from your mind. And you feel that sense of calm still washing over you. And unlike before, it doesn't seem to go away. But you hear Luron's voice just faintly say, "Till next time." And then you're left in this peaceful... Moon Daddy.
You were waiting for my
You still feel immensely calm, satisfied. And there we will move to Abelard. Actually,
No.
June's not at the table. So we'll move from Abelard to...
I guess.
That's okay, we'll do Nadria next.
From calm to
Yeah.
chaos.
Moon Daddy
Yeah.
invades your mind.
Oh my god.
Moonfather.
Moonfather.
Excuse me, I'm looking for my brother.
Father.
Why the fuck are you here in my dreams? This is the only break I goddamn get.
Not,
Get out!
Not anymore.
All right.
You do not get a break at all.
So, as we transition from Abelard's conversation, we return to Nadria. Nadria, what are you doing?
Slay.
Slaying.
I'm like,
I'm slaying.
yeah.
I am
Always.
Pussy
slaying.
Queen Slaughter.
I am Pussy Queen
Always.
slaying.
I'm
Pussy
slaughtering
Queen
on the
slaughter.
queen's pussy.
Whoa.
Always.
That's
Listen,
dark.
Equist?
I
Is that
didn't,
That's dark, yeah.
I didn't mean that. I
That
didn't
made my
mean-
actual eclipse.
Guys,
that was
I'm
dark.
old. I'm not up with the hip lingo of these youngins, alright? You have to forgive
That
me.
was Con.
That shouldn't
that
be
was-
that was bad.
That was pretty
I
bad.
didn't mean it. Forgive me, please.
Alright,
You
Nadria,
are
what's
forgiven,
up?
it's okay.
One like is one forgive.
Unlike Ira and Abelard, I feel like Nadria doesn't necessarily need to find a quiet place.
Yeah.
Nadria's used to just
They're
speaking
just
when
walking
like
along.
crew guys like out here screaming in their ears.
I was whispering.
Still
Yeah.
they're screaming in their ears.
When was I screaming in your ears?
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
Speak to me.
So honestly I'm just trying to look for a place to just sit in general but nothing quiet.
Sure, roll an investigation check for me.
To be fair, the last time Gilbert spoke to you, it was a very calm question about where you wanted to go.
Was it, or was it us screaming because we were dying?
No, it was.
Ah.
I asked you what was the temple you wanted
Oh,
to go
it's
to.
they. That's a 9.
A 9?
Such a
No,
slay.
Look, I'm looking for a place to sit. I'm not looking
Yeah,
for anything
you
fancy.
don't find any benches or anything,
That's
but
fine.
you can see some overturned, like, roughly hewn logs and things like that you could sit on.
Good enough.
Sure.
That works.
There are people that are like passing by and out. You can see Rog just like kind of skipping along.
Slay.
Yeah,
job,
he's so
Rog.
slave
Happy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's slays.
in the distance. Yeah.
And I just kind of look more towards the ground. I'm just like,
Mhm.
do you have time to talk, or are you doing something else?
Roll a religion check for
Yeah,
me.
slay.
Thanks myself. Oh fuck yeah.
Oh, double fuck. That was a 4, so that's a 25.
Sure. So, as your mind had been quiet for a little bit, there's always like a little bit of a hum. Not necessarily as musical as it once was. It seems like Chivoth is occupied with other things at the moment. But the hum kind of grows louder and louder to a crescendo. And then it drops back down. Well, I'm always doing something. But I have time to talk if you're interested.
Yeah, that's why I am. That's why I asked, because I am interested to talk. But like if you're doing
Well, see,
something, it's
now
fine.
I might not be interested to talk because you're taking a real
That's
attitude
why
with me.
I asked to see if you were interested in talking.
Yeah,
you can just
yeah,
not
yeah.
talk if you don't want to. Like it's fine. Let's...
No, I'm here, I'm talking. Whatever you want to say. Best get it out of the way.
Okay, well, you're the one that asked me to like talk more as well. So
Well,
I'm here. I want to talk. How's it going?
see now, I really don't feel like you mean it. I feel like you actually want me to answer some other weird question
Oh,
that you
100%.
might have.
But like also,
Yeah.
how are you going?
Well, it gets pretty lonely in a pocket dimension all by yourself. I
That's
mean,
good.
I have taken to bouncing things off the walls and seeing if I can catch them.
Can you actually?
Always.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, I shouldn't say always. The French horn didn't do too well.
That is an unhinged thing to say.
I'm sure that sounded amazing.
Well, it made a bit of a clatter, but they don't bounce as well as you might think.
I wouldn't expect them to bounce regardless. So
I didn't either, but I thought it was worth a shot.
no harm.
I
in
am
trying.
incredibly bored.
Oh, that's why I'm here to have like a conversation. Well, if that like makes you less bored, maybe it makes you
That
more
would absolutely make me less bored.
bored. Okay, well here I am. Hey.
So what's new with you?
Well, a lot actually.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, always. I maybe made a friend. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
You made a friend
Maybe.
without them inhabiting your mind?
It's crazy.
Color me impressed. Now tell me about your friend.
Yeah, so, she, worships Eklios.
You hear very pointed silence. Now, I sense the ulterior motive. That's fascinating.
I've heard things.
Well, what kind of things have you heard?
Just that you and Eklios were friends.
You could say
sometime.
that.
Yeah, she was telling me about it roughly, not like fully any details or anything. She was like, yeah, you guys were friends at one point.
Well,
Or more. Actually, she said more. If I'm being honest, she's just a pretty blunt person, but like it's fine.
I hate it when people just tell your secrets all over the place. It's really just embarrassing, and
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I
me
feel
too.
like we're having an awkward conversation.
No, it's not awkward. It's like
Well, let's just say that Eklios and I got along incredibly well. And, well, when you're in a very small pool of individuals, the divine, some of whom you're related to, things get a little bit messy, right? I will say that I was never, ever going to entertain majority of the Pantheon, but, well, let's just say that sometimes you get lonely as a god, and honestly, Eklios was a bright spark, let's say. Unfortunately, our moment in the sun was a little bit short-lived. Well, as far as deities like me go. We were together for some time, and unfortunately, she was ripped away from me. And then, well, the whole situation where everybody thought I was the bad guy, but I was just, playing a little bit of a practical joke, and things got a little bit out of hand. But it was never really my fault. And now I'm stuck in a pocket dimension. I can't traverse the planes anymore, and, well, let's just say the ethereal plane was much more exciting when I was there. I imagine it's rather dull now.
yeah, I've had like glimpses that people have given me, but I can't really tell the before and after. So
Well, let's just say there was much more array of colors. People were much happier in the ethereal plane when I was there. I would visit from time to time. I'd, use these spectral entities to, let's just say, cause a little bit of mischief. Sometimes people need to have the door randomly open, scare them a little bit, and who better to do that than, the spectral creatures?
The god of jump scares.
The god of Monsters Inc.
I never really, I never did anything bad, of course. I mean, I would just, sometimes get them to push the salt a little bit to the right, and then hide maybe some of their trinkets and knickknacks that they're looking for.
rearrange.
Harmless fun. Yes, exactly. Rearranging the sock drawers.
Well,
What more to be said? But, unfortunately, like I said, Eklios and I were ill-fated.
sorry. Again, it's genuine.
Yeah, I feel like I'll accept it.
I'm working on it. Not really. But
That's okay. I mean, we can't all be as charismatic, charming, fascinating as I am. Even though I'm stuck in a pocket dimension.
That's why you're stuck here, obviously. If you were out there.
Exactly. I feel like the world couldn't take it.
Yeah.
And I've been trying a lot of different instruments now. And I really feel like, well, have you ever heard of a hurdy-gurdy? Roll a history check for me.
Hurdy-gurdy.
17.
17? Yeah, you've heard of a hurdy-gurdy.
It's like-
Sure. It's like kind of odd, but it's yeah. Is that?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the obscure ones that I haven't tried too often, but I feel like I could really impress people if I just, say I need to perform for someone, just bringing out the hurdy-gurdy. I've taken a vested interest in music recently.
Yeah. I can tell. I can hear it sometimes.
Yeah, just on and off, you know. Sometimes I'm getting much better at causing a barrier separation. But sometimes I'm not. When I get a bit excited, I'm not as good at it.
Well, sometimes it's nice to sleep in not silence and not dull but snoring and actually music. So.
Are you telling me that you want me to play your music to sleep? Because
No.
don't worry, I can absolutely do
Why
that.
would you? Oh man.
Okay, but like.
What kind of music is your choice? Should I bring out the French horn?
Not just-
No, not to sleep. What about a harp? A rainmaker?
Uh-huh.
A harp?
That's cool.
We like the harp.
Collection
Right.
of air horns.
Interesting. I have not historically been very good at the harp, but don't you worry, I will give it my best shot.
I trust that you can do it.
I mean, I have a lot of time to learn.
Exactly. Instead of throwing French horns at a wall.
Well, I was getting a little bit bored.
Okay.
I wanted to see some things bounce off the walls. There's a whole heap of chains in here. It's kind of frustrating because they jangle all the time, so I needed to make some other noise.
Okay. Yeah. If you've been so bored, does that mean you've done any more research on the guy that we saw?
I have, doesn't seem divine.
Okay.
But to tell you all of my secrets, unfortunately I've gotten a big no from the guy upstairs.
Okay. Did you manage to remember the name that you...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to know that name.
No, because I'd fancy my head being on my shoulders, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
alright.
just
That's alright.
imagine a world, a universe where I was not in it. I don't want to be written out.
Yeah.
Some of us have a more vested interest in the, let's say, the continuation of Cthulhu, continuation of this universe. I want to make things exciting. And I feel like, honestly, if I was written out of things, it would be a much more boring place. I mean, who would talk to you in your head all the time?
Sure.
Imagine if you had complete silence.
Yep.
You can't be serious. You want
It's
complete
been like
silence?
15 years. You know, I just...
Roll a persuasion check. A natural one.
That's deja vu, isn't it? Another nat persuasion check.
Oh my god!
Wow. See, I didn't know you felt that way.
No, it's just...
You know, I could choose someone else, and in fact, I think I'm a little bit over this conversation.
Oh my god, no! Oh my god!
And you hear the silence just,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And where you used to have that background white noise, total silence.
No!
You pissed off your god.
I can't believe I
I'm
rolled
gonna
an
cause Eldritch Blast, so it's not gonna manifest it over. What the fuck?
I can't believe I can't. Nat 1 again on the
Again.
persuasion.
Literally, you did it
Again.
last week. Literally last
The
week.
same fucking dice.
That's devastating.
I have a
Nadria.
+9 to persuasion. A 2.
You need a plus 10.
A 2 would give me anything.
You need a plus 10.
Nadria hears complete silence in their mind for the first time in quite a while.
Oh.
The silence is maddening.
Everything feels very still. There are things that are filtering into your consciousness that had previously been kind of muddled up into your background white noise.
Poor sausage.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be sad on the bench.
Is Jubal in?
Oh, I'll just go.
Oh my god, we're running into my head!
Could you imagine?
Holy
The
shit.
rest is going, how's it going? I'm like, where's he going?
You can try and talk to him now. Still, it's up to you. What do you think Nadria would do?
Actually, I think it's funny that you're gonna do that. You're gonna have like a random dream. You're like, I just have a breakdown on the run. It's like, can you tell me about this guy? And it's like,
I made him mad.
he used to be friends with her. She made him like you.
Instead of telepathically like I usually do, I think Nadra would go back to what they were used to, which is speaking out loud. And Nadra, like, I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry, like. That's it.
Roll another persuasion check for me.
Use the different dice.
Okay. I'm scared. I'm scared.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because it'd be funny.
What are you trying to do to me? 28.
Shit.
28.
It takes about like 5 minutes, and then the sound kind of filters back into your mind.
And I love you. I love you.
And then you hear the, well, honestly, I thought that this is what you wanted.
No, that's not what I meant.
You said it's been 15 years, a bit of silence would be nice. I was giving you
never
some
said
silence.
a bit of silence would be nice.
Yes,
I
you
never
did.
Said
Don't be
didn't say
doing
it.
that.
Go back to
The
fighting.
sibling relationship right here is wild.
Yeah.
They're besties.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the deal.
Besties for real.
For real, for real.
For real. Facts, man.
No, it's just that it's not something that I've used to anymore. Now that happened, I'd rather not be in complete silence.
Right. So now that I've given you what you wanted,
No.
you realize that maybe I'm not so bad.
Maybe.
Maybe. My goodness. You don't think I'm that bad, do you? I mean, after all, I can make you do some pretty fucking cool shit.
Okay, that, but also, like, there are people that are worse to
And
speak to.
I'm fascinating. You're so right. You're so right. I mean, who else could give you all of these stories about gods, about history, about all the cool pranks that I pulled? There's been some good ones.
Yeah? What's the favorite?
What's my favorite part?
Yep.
Let me think about this. And he kind of... you can hear him muttering to himself a little bit. And your mind is once again filled with the presence of Chivoth, his voice kind of bouncing off the walls as he goes kind of, no, not that one, not that one. Well, I don't know if I'd say this is my favorite. I think I have to think about it maybe just a little bit more. But Aiton, was created out of clay, I'm assuming.
Mm.
Shaped and formed to what his father wanted. Kind of a depressing story, really. But it gets much more exciting when you realize that I am actually the one who created the basis for, let's say, the colossal titans that used to inhabit
What?
this space. You see, I decided that I would play a little bit of a practical joke. I didn't realize that this clay was apparently some sort of magical shit. And I created a pretty, what I think was honestly a beautiful structure. Terrifying in all the right ways. Bulky. Looked like it could really do some damage. And unfortunately, I was absolutely right. I figured I would leave it in the space for, let's say, Aiton to find, or his father, perhaps. I waited and waited and waited, days on end, and I thought, well, surely they must have found it now. Little did I know this little prank that I was pulling actually grew legs and was walking away.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You should have seen their faces when it blew up their house.
Oh.
I'm only joking. They didn't do that at all.
What?
I did make the Titans, though.
Oh.
Yeah. We had an interesting relationship. See, this Titan and I was used to, I mean, how much do you know of the Butcher? Pretty scary fella, right?
Should I roll like a history?
Yeah, you can.
check? Yes. Fuck that dice too. Numbers 12.
Right. With a 12, you remember hearing in the one of the tales as you guys were in the Crimalt
Yes.
of Jorkan,
Yep.
who is the Endless Hunter. Sometimes also called the Butcher, different to the God Butcher, but they're kind of like a little bit related at least. Let me see. So he got his name, the God Butcher, after the situation with Ilmaz that's listed in the Wanderer.
Yeah.
The Tales of the Wanderer. Yeah.
Yes. I wrote all that down.
Well, the Butcher, kind of a little bit of an asshole, would you believe it?
With that name, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, so I would take his scary blades and all that, and I'd get this colossal titan to hide them in the weirdest places, like down the bottom of the sea, up in the flying cities.
Oh.
Ibadona, the flying cities.
Nadria does not know.
Roll a history check.
I know. Fuck's sake. 14.
You've heard of it before.
Okay.
Ibadona used to be a floating city. It was one of the original settlements for humanoid creatures. Well, I would kind of hide it under layers and layers of magma, wait for him to find it, get the Titan to put it under in the bottom of the sea. It was quite fascinating. Sometimes I'd have a random spur-of-the-moment decision to, let's say, make this Titan invisible, get him to follow around the Butcher, make his life a little bit more interesting, let's say. Create potholes when he wasn't looking, pull him back by his cloak. It's hilarious. You had to be there. I think we should invest in a way of getting my memories to be shared with you, because honestly, I think I wouldn't share the weird stuff, but I think
You don't want to see that much.
I think this prank in particular, hilarious. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite, but certainly one of the more notable ones. really earned me some credibility with the rest of the first beings.
Loved you.
I love this.
Such a king.
Such a legend.
Just casually met a Titan though, but that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Hey,
casually.
nothing wrong with that. That
Yeah,
was cool.
no big deal.
Yeah, no,
Bit of
no
light
biggie.
energy, you know.
Yeah.
Gods do fucked up shit all the time.
This is true. This is very true. No god is good.
I've made a dragon. That's pretty fucked up too.
Yeah.
Titans, dragons, well, something.
Mm.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like
think
that
it'd be
shit.
cool for me to see it, but also it's kind of scary.
You're telling me you don't want to see a
I know,
creepy...
no, like I think it would be cool to see just like the memory sharing thing.
Yeah. Might get a little bit interesting though. Because, well, I am divine. You are not. I don't know if it would explode your brain or not. I don't know if we'd be willing to take the chance
Yeah,
without doing some more information, research.
yeah, I don't wanna be the first test trial.
Do you want me to explode somebody else's brain?
It's
Is
not
that a
mine.
yes?
No.
Are you telling me that you want me to explode someone's brain?
No.
Roll a persuasion check. Or deception if you're lying and you want to do it.
I like the idea that
It's okay.
Red's
4 plus 9. It's a 13.
13.
14.
Someone's head's gonna get blown.
I don't want.
Blow up someone's head. Blow up someone's head.
You know what? I think you might be onto something.
No!
I think maybe I should be looking at different test subjects. I think actually I should be writing all of this down.
Don't explode people's heads.
Why not?
Because it's.
You know, other people do it all the time. Ontasia?
Okay, but. Yeah, but do you want to be like Ontasia?
I mean, no, but everybody already thinks I am, so what's
Well,
the
you have
harm?
to prove them wrong. So you
Well,
can't-
do I?
Well, if you want, like, Adelard to
regressing, he's
still
regressing.
think that you're cool and stuff.
He's
Right,
regressing.
right.
He's going back a couple
Right,
of
I
days.
did forget. You know, I wouldn't
We're on
actually.
Adelard,
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. Now my friend Ecleo, yeah. You know, so
Yeah. You know, maybe I shouldn't be dabbling in exploding people's brains, but maybe there's a safer way to do it. I'm just worried that all of this divine power, this divine energy, might be a cause for some chaos. I never thought chaos was all that bad. But I don't know
a
the
different
effect.
kind of chaos. People doesn't
Well, actually, your brain didn't explode when I took over the wheel for a little bit. You know, gave you the ability to see this weird skeletal guy.
Okay.
When did you think I was taking over the
I
wheel?
don't know, that's why I was concerned.
To be fair, you probably wouldn't know if I'd taken over the wheel.
Whoa.
Just to be clear, I haven't.
Inside check.
No, he's not even gonna do it. No, he's not even gonna inside
No,
check it.
No,
that's
you
that's,
No, he doesn't do
Damn.
it.
trust. The trust.
Even if you know there's nothing I can do about it anyway, so.
I feel like that's probably a bad way of thinking about things.
But it
I've-
is true, like.
I want you to know, though, that I wouldn't ever do anything like that unless you asked me to.
Okay.
You know, we've come a long way, because before I feel like you'd be really vicious if I just this.
Yeah. I mean, can you blame me like it was just a bad time before? When I was,
Yeah, it was a little bit of a bad time.
yeah.
You and I are not so different, though. We both have changed in different ways. I, unfortunately, am bound to suffer in a pocket dimension. You are, well, bound to different dimensions, let's say.
Like actual dimensions?
Yeah. Up to you. If you want to insight check, you can.
Okay, I'll try the inside check.
Mhm.
It would be the best. Who knows? definitely not the best. It's only an 11.
He's so vague. Like,
We know.
who knows? Who knows what he means? Dimensions could have several different meanings.
Yeah. I guess. So.
Has anybody ever told you that you're a little bit flat sometimes?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. That's okay though. I feel like we're making good progress.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that you told me to get out of your head and then you were like,
I
no,
didn't,
please don't get out of my head.
didn't.
But you did.
That wasn't what I meant.
Sure.
It wasn't.
Say, to make it up to me, would you like to rearrange somebody's sock drawer?
In this town?
Whatever town you like.
Okay, because
You don't think they wear socks here?
No, like they might, but also they just have
What
like,
about-
a catastrophic event.
What about hiding somebody's weapon? You know, cause a bit of mischief. I mean, you have some willing suspects.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The little scaly guy?
Yeah, I could try doing that if it makes it up.
What about the individual that pelted you with a snowball?
Twice.
Twice. Get a little bit of revenge, I say. Put rocks in her pocket?
What would that do?
Just annoying.
Yeah, I'll try something, I guess. Maybe.
Just a bit of lighthearted mischief. Nobody's asking you to explode anybody's brain.
That wasn't a plan. Didn't plan on it.
Yeah, well, I didn't either.
That's good.
I'm not planning on it. I have way more interesting things to do. I gotta learn how to, play a harp, yeah. Maybe I'll throw some French horns around. I think a timpani might be a good idea.
Leah doesn't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a huge drum.
Okay. Oh. Stick with the harp, one thing at a time.
Stick with the harp? You want me to throw a harp at a wall?
No.
I can do that. And then you hear what sounds like a clattering in your mind. And you hear that what sounds like wood breaking. You know, I might need to fix my harp.
Gives you something to do.
Are you saying that I'm not entertaining?
No, like it gives you something to do because you said you were bored. Now you have to.
I am. You know, I have so many hours and I don't need to sleep. I'm up at all hours.
Yep.
There's a lot of hours in a typical day.
And I'm doing my best by having chats. I'm sorry that I can't talk.
That's
all the
alright.
time.
I feel like it would be kind of weird for you to just randomly start talking to the hideous creature in your head. He makes no further comment.
Yeah,
There's one thing that you should probably say here. Oh no, Chiba, you're the hideous creature!
Don't cry, it's crocodile heads. They're so cool.
You say that?
Does Nadria think that though?
No. You don't have to be so self-deprecating. It's not that bad.
I've had many, many years in a pocket dimension. Yeah, I didn't used to look this way. This is a very deliberate curse for making people shed crocodile tears. I think it's an alright thing to be a little bit self-deprecating when you're trapped in this particular situation and when you look like I do.
Well, if there's one thing I know and sort of relate to, it's not looking the way you want to and being trapped in a certain situation.
Exactly. I told you. We are far more alike than you think.
Yeah.
Both of us had to change against our will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we make progress?
Progress, like, talking?
No, I mean, did I answer all of your questions?
Yeah, no, you did.
I
Yeah, no, just
sometimes
started having a
feel like I
conversation
get a
now.
little bit sidetracked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, but it's okay. Like, I, like, weasel the questions in there to, like, make sure everything that I want to know is there, so.
Of course. I mean, that's just I guess, the mark of somebody that's good at conversation, no?
I don't think I'm that good at conversation a lot of the time, but I try. I'm flat, like you say, and
Well,
My
I
friends
mean,
say
I don't
sometimes.
think being flat's a bad thing.
oh,
I think it's... You know what? I think that you should be however you want to be. I think you've had too many years of being told exactly how you should look, how you should act, how you should be. And honestly, I think perhaps it's time for you to decide who you want to be.
I don't know that yet.
Well, I think, from what I've learned, humanoids, people like you, they take a little bit to understand who they are. And some of them spend their whole lives deciding who they are, who they want to be, but sometimes it's good to take chances. Decide as you go. I already think you've been doing a pretty good job.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, you're leaps and bounds away from where you were when we were first met.
Yeah. I think I am.
And do you feel better for it?
Better than I was.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I won't take up too much more of your time, but, before I go, I paid a little visit to, Hilarious. You know, the really sad lady. Goddess of misery, betrayal, chance.
Okay.
She's kind of a bitch.
Okay.
You're the depressed woman? Bitch.
But she, gave me some interesting information.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that, some of the people that you've met in the past, and honestly, I might get in a little bit of trouble for giving you a hint. But hey, I'm in a pocket dimension, I look like a fucking crocodile, what else can I do to be, punished further? I think that, some of the people that you've encountered, some of the people that you've met, perhaps aren't being genuine with who they are. They might know a little bit more than you think.
I've met certain fucking people.
Well, if I told you exactly who it was, I'm afraid our little connection would be severed because I'd be, you know, out of here.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've already given you a bit too much of a hint.
Okay.
People that you meet in the future, I mean, they might also be disingenuous with who they are, but look a little bit deeper. Perhaps a little bit more into some unexplored avenues. There's potential. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, I'm off to go and practice the harp.
And fix it.
I can make another one.
No, well, I thought just like fixing it would give you something to do for a few hours.
Yeah, you're right. And then he disappears from your and you have that same static at the back of your head.
Let's go, static.
You. From here, we transition over to our interrogation.
I mean, I feel like it's not really going to be much of an interrogation. As the leader of this charge, willing to go to lengths, probably one shouldn't go to around such sick and injured people.
Yeah.
I smash open the doors to the hall, and I is there a platform or anything around?
There's a table.
I jump on the table.
Roll
Be
a
careful
dex
with
save.
that. I just fixed it the other day.
Did I not literally fix this
Yeah.
table?
Yeah. Roll
I
a dex save for me.
okay.
Oh,
And make him fall.
A dex save.
Oh, sorry, dex check, not a
Dex
dex save.
check.
Yeah. Or sorry, acrobatics.
Acrobatics. It'll be.
Because I'm assuming you're springing
13.
up onto the table, right?
No, that would be a 12. Yeah.
A 12?
Yeah.
With a 12, you
I
manage to
just-
get
I
up
just
there. It
don't-
doesn't look very cool. You're just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah.
And I just. Yeah. I'd like kind of turn to June and go, "Hey, can you make my voice like really, really maybe like a medium level of loud?
I follow his instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks." And then I kind of just go, really like with thaumaturgy.
It booms throughout the space.
Do people?
Everybody's looking at you.
Even though I tried to do it at a medium level.
Yeah.
Is it like annoyingly loud? Like do people go like, ugh?
No, you're just yelling in a space where people are like sleeping.
Sorry to interrupt everyone's like dying process. I don't really know. Did anyone come into contact with like a bull creature?
Roll a perception check for me.
Perception.
I fucking love Dylan so goddamn much.
Check to see if because someone about to stab fucking Dylan.
13.
You can see in the back corner of the room, Kimberly has returned to the med bay and is just she very forcibly turns her back and just stares at the back wall.
Oh, fuck, we should just cast banishment or something.
Like, I just want to ask some questions. I don't want to like hurt anyone.
We're an investigative team.
I don't want to
You
hurt
can
anyone.
see kind of a frail older lady who's like up against one of the bars, kind of waves you over. Kind
Is
of
it the
just
same
holding-
lady that gave me a hug? Or that I gave a hug?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, sorry. And then I get down off the table.
Sure. You kind of scuttle over to her.
Yeah.
She seems really pale, and she looks a little bit sickly.
Hmm. Does she want another hug?
You can ask.
Thank you for, I don't know, responding to me. I was kind of worried everyone was going to ignore what I was trying to say.
Well, it was a little bit hard to miss.
Fair call. How are you feeling?
Well, I won't be here for the future, so I can help you while I'm here.
Oh,
David
yeah.
just like single tear and gives her a hug.
Sure. She accepts it. She's very, very light and skinny, and you can feel there's there appears to be heavy padding along her torso, and she kind of wraps her arms around you. It feels almost like nothing's touching you. She's so frail.
That is very, very sad. I kind of lower my voice and I'm like, me and my friends here, we were just investigating outside and we came across tracks that kind of looked like a bull or some kind, or maybe a similar kind of creature, and we were wondering if anyone had come into contact with something like that.
Well, I was in the temple when it happened.
Oh shit.
And she kind of gestures to her side, and she pulls the cloth up along her side, and you can see that there is a huge gash mark down her side.
Does it look like a wound from...
It looks like it's a very deep
like a puncture?
separation of the skin, and it looks as if it was kind of gored by one of these horns. It kind of goes up in a curve.
Is it wrapped properly?
It is, but there's like a clear wrap over it.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on it at 2nd level.
Sure.
Okay.
You put your hand out to cast Cure Wounds, and where you'd usually see the skin stitching back together, it doesn't appear to stitch back together.
Cool.
It appears that Cure Wounds had no effect.
No.
Oh, she's too far gone, the poor thing.
Protection from good and evil.
Does it look infected?
Roll a medicine check for me.
That'll be 23.
What is it?
23. I have a +5 to medicine for some reason.
You've been looking at Abelard for a while now.
With a 23, it doesn't look infected,
Sure.
but it looks like it's just a deep, persistent wound.
Sure.
What did you see in the temple?
Well, when I was in the temple, there was a huge flash of light, and there was this huge blast, and I was caught under one of these pews, and they kind of came from this rift that opened. Huge, great creatures, the size easily of Rog. Big horns curved at the end, but they had hair running down the strip of their back and what looked like talons on their feet.
I would like to cast Minor Illusion and attempt to create what she's
Sure.
describing. And is this accurate?
Roll a performance check.
And if it's not accurate, could you correct me? Performance. That'll be a 9 in total.
So, at the start, she's not giving you too much information, so it looks a little bit like mismatched, where the body is a bull, but the legs look more like a hound's legs. No, it looked a bit more like a lion on the legs.
Cool, well I change it.
It was a deeper red, brown in color.
I follow along with each change.
Yeah.
Notice
She eventually makes changes so that you have what looks like a really fearsome beast that's about 8 feet tall, same size as Rog, has these huge kind of curling horns that reach to the front and point up.
Yep.
The legs themselves look more like a lion. There appears to be what looks like skeletal aspects to it on the side. So they look a little bit undead to your eye. And there appears at the end to be a tail of sorts.
Cool.
Did you see any weird or interesting looking people around the rift?
She's obviously getting like quite puffed out talking to you all. I think there was a figure, a man, in the center near the statue.
Do you remember what he was wearing?
Was he perchance wearing purple?
A purple robe?
Yeah, purple robe.
Did you see where he went afterwards?
Disappeared into shadow.
Did you see his face?
I was looking at it, but I can't remember what it looks like.
Fair enough.
That's okay. I'll let you.
He was slender.
Gaunt, you might
Gaunt.
say.
Gaunt.
Gaunty?
Gaunt.
Say yes for the moon.
I think so.
I think we've come into contact with him before, and we're
Need a defender.
we're going to try and stop him.
We'll bring him to justice.
Well, I'm sure you can.
We'll let you rest, and I let her lie back down. I'm assuming, and attempt to fill her with the warming calm of a nice fireplace.
Excellent. She kind of reaches out to hold your hand, pats you on the back of the hand. It was lovely talking to you all.
I hope you.
What did you say your name was?
My name is Dilbert.
She's looking into all of you.
Well, my name's Val.
Well,
My name's June.
And this is A9.
Pleasure.
well, and you can see her eyes are closing now.
Oh, she's so dead.
Gilbert, June, A9, Val. Thank you,
I'm still
and good
holding her
luck.
hand.
And then you just watch the breath kind of slightly leave her. She appears to slip into a deep sleep.
I just kind of push that warm energy.
You can see a faint smile on her face.
Damn.
Gets too into it, starts melting
Hey.
her.
What do I do? And then I kind of say, "Is there any other questions you guys want to ask someone else?"
None.
No. You asked the questions or the stuff I wanted to know about.
I think we're on a cold trail now.
Yeah.
All right.
We go back and meet up with everyone else.
Sure. You guys eventually flock to where Ira and Abelard are sitting. Everybody kind of groups back up. And Ira, as you stand to
Everyone give Ash all of your dice.
Is it obvious what Ira's doing?
no.
Roll all of them and pick the best one. You get super advantage.
As you stand up to rejoin the party, you can feel something moving in your pocket. What do you do?
Would I kind of know that?
You can roll a perception check to see if you can spot it outside. Your eyes have been closed for a little bit, meditating. You can see Abelard across from you. As you go
And
to stand up.
I can feel it moving in my pocket, or I can feel something moving in my pocket.
14 spiders.
A tarantula!
Exactly 14 spiders. And 1 mouse.
Did it eat the rations that I gave it?
Roll a perception check.
Come on, you've got so many
It's a
dice
dice
to pick
rolling
from.
game. You got this.
There's so many dice there. Come on.
Roll.
Which one speaks to you?
This one.
Throw it. Oh.
Go, do it now.
You want a moon dice?
No, don't add
There's
more.
so
How
many-
about just like
there's
a
so
She
many-
already has my
regular,
bag.
like
She already
a,
has
sta-
my
a stock,
bag.
you know, just stock dice.
Because you have the moon dice.
For reference stream, you cannot see Ash currently has about 20 D20s in front of her.
And a bag with the
And
number
a
20
bag.
in it.
Oh, 13.
13? You don't see the rations on the ground.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put more rations in my pocket and leave it at that.
Sure. You can...
Keep it simple.
As you go to kind of tuck your hand in, you feel the moving stop. And your hand goes in further and you can feel what appears to be a little, like, hand that kind of touches your finger. And it
Broke
goes
her
to,
again.
like, and the next hand comes up and then it kind of just scrabbles against yours. You can feel, like, little talons. As it goes to, like, take the ration out of your hand. And the back of your hand brushes something furry.
Ash is a furry now too.
In the end, we were all furries.
What do you do?
Eat it.
Crush it in your fist.
Use the master ball.
Don't
Let it get away again.
Shh, guys. Shh. What are you doing?
I'm gonna do a little dance and then just pretend that that's not there. Not like an actual dance, like a little. Like I'm really excited, like. You know when you have like really good food and then it's like.
Sure.
Just
I'm
a
gonna do
shimmy.
that, and then just walk.
Dinner!
Yes, I have been granted dinner.
Sure, you shimmy and you can feel it kind of moving around heavily in your pocket.
Aw.
It gets jostled around.
Based.
Okay, I'm gonna rejoin
Excellent. So,
the party.
I think with that, it's a pretty good place for
Guys,
us to
I
end
did
our
it!
session.
Run on the road. Get on the road.
Now,
I was wrong. We did not get on the road.
once again, you struck it by the curse.
We go to sleep, we wake up and we get on the road.
We haven't got
we
to the
did
night
it.
yet.
I haven't even told you about the bad
I
news
know,
yet.
I know.
Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. We hope you
I
guys
watched
had
an
fun
old
as
lady
well.
die.
Yo, that's some cold shit,
that,
man.
that was wild.
Smiled.
She did.
I'm burning all of these dice.
Burning them.
We hope you guys had fun. Thank you so much for joining us, sticking with us. This one was a little bit of a later one, so we really appreciate it. If you'd like to catch up on anything that you might have missed from the Cathora campaign, please do go ahead and check the YouTube links down below, where we have all of our archive videos over there for the Cathora campaign, Rift Between Worlds, as well as for the Blissful Oblivion campaign run by Lockie in Planthera, and the Arban campaign, which is split into 2 arcs at the moment, which is run by Xander. We've got Infrasound and Slippery When Wet, so please do check those out in the world of Arban. I think... Oh, I forgot to mention, we also have our YouTube, with our YouTube link down below, sorry, we have our TikTok and our Instagram as well, so I highly encourage you to go and check those out. I'm an Instagram enjoyer, I'm a TikTok enjoyer, I enjoy it, please go and check them out, I hope you enjoy it as well. It's always a pleasure and never a chore to DM for you all, much love to you, and we will see you guys next week. Goodbye for now.